Should be interesting. Either way, so we got World 5 to start, so. And it looks like they're going to have to play at least 3 stages to get across the other side of the island.
We're going to start with the regular tank stage from World 8, usually the lead off.
I'll tell you what, without the auto-scroller, as you can notice, is turned off, this stage is actually a lot faster than you think it would be.
Nice to see a mushroom as the first power-up. Get that hit protection early.
You don't get that troll star or 1-up that sometimes can appear. Paraducks finds himself against a big hammer bro and gets a music box for his work. It's kind of a yes and no item. I don't mind seeing it, but the seeds generally give you too many of those at once.
It is useful once players feel comfortable enough that they want to try to finish the game. They'll just seal off those.
Exactly. So now we got 1-4 here on Paraducks and onefineday. So that's 2 auto-scrollers with their auto-scroller removed. That makes these stages, again, really fast. Got some fire chomps here in the sky. You gotta watch out for those. Paraducks does get through pretty quickly. onefineday is roughly about 4 or 5 seconds behind. Unfortunately, that fire chomp's gonna give him a little bit of trouble. He is gonna be small Mario heading into the fort.
Never a great placement for that fire chomp, and it's sad he missed the pipe there.
Yeah, we got 4-1 here. Paraducks is going for top route. I have a feeling onefineday, oh, he's actually going to go for the mushroom house. I don't blame him for that one.
Yeah, hammer suits and sometimes even fire flowers are not guaranteed, so to see a little bit of consistency from items is sometimes a worth it.
Yeah, I believe I've seen in some of your actual races towards the end of the group stages, you were finding hammer stages in the mushroom houses while your opponents never got one.
It's about the sacrifice of time. There's onefineday is going to take bottom route here.
Yeah, I kind of expected them to. Not many people will take the top route. I think if you have 2 HP, I'm going to take top route. I can take the hits. So.
Plus, there's the chance of getting a star, and if you get a star on top route, you can make the boom boom with the star.
That is correct. So, wow, that's a very nice pipe there. That leads them straight to the top. Looks like there's only 1 stage blocking them. Yeah, with the Hammer Brothers out of the way, unfortunately they're not going to have to deal with them, but that is some items lost. Paraducks did get an item there for him from the one up top. Oh, and here is 5-9. Good old Reliable.
Old Reliable. One of the 2 auto-scrollers that have to remain in the ring.
Yeah, hopefully they won't see the other one, because Atlantis is a different beast of its own.
Some players enjoy the mental break that 5-9 gives, and some players just see an auto-scroller and they just don't want it.
Yeah, whenever I see a fire chomp, I don't like 5-9.
Yes, they can despawn the platforms areas.
Yeah, exactly. So far, this is, I want to say, the seeds being kind of nice so far, but again, we haven't seen any nasty troll stages yet. onefineday is roughly about 3 seconds behind, but Paraducks did play the extra hammer bro that was up top, so item-wise, Paraducks does have a slight advantage, but onefineday is right behind them. They're both heading into the World 5 castle, and that's going to be the World 1 airship.
Which is the World 1 airship, yeah.
Yeah, so for onefineday, this 2 different strategies here. onefineday is taking top route here, while Paraducks went and got the fire flower. And Roy's only a 2-hitter. No earthquake, so there's still 2 earthquakers out there.
Yes, the boss properties of the 7 Koopa Kids can be swapped. I mean, Lemmy is Lemmy, so he's always going to have beach balls, and Wendy's going to have her lifesavers, but she can get Earth.
That's true, yeah. I believe Wendy with Earthquake is actually easier than normal Wendy, so yeah, onefineday is slightly in the lead here, and we're talking slightly by a matter of 2-3 seconds. It's not much.
Coming into World 1 here, the lock is in the way. They'll have some extra stage here. It's 3-2.
3-2. The nice thing about 3-2 is if you know the P-speed strats for this, they're still effective from the vanilla game, as the Cheep Cheeps have not been randomized yet. So, ooh, onefineday is losing his platform. It does recover very nicely. Although Paradox will take a slight lead here. going into the pipe.
Dex navigated a little bit better with the cheaps, and that's why we saw the lead change.
Yeah, let's see what this fort is going to be. It's going to be the ground fort, 5F1. Sorry, I almost said 2. Yeah, 5F1. The thing about this one is you got to watch out for those waffles, which they seem to be cooperating for Paradox. He's going to take 2 hits, though. But he will be heading into the Boom Boom fight as Small Mario, as One Fine Day is right behind him. So far, this is a great race between these two. So as we see, Paradox does take over the fort there, and the lock does break, and we're going to find 5-1 here for the 1-1 stage.
With an early star here, you can grab a star from that middle box. Some players do it, some players.
I think generally I go for it just because, well, it's there. Why not? But if you're Small Mario, I always go for that mushroom block there, even though it could troll me and be a star.
One Fine Day finding a Paragoomba dropping on his head. He'll go through small. Paradox in the 5-3 beta, 3-9 beta.
Ooh.
That's still out for contention there.
So the 5-3 beta is kind of an interesting stage because instead of just going down and going across the other way on some normal enemies, it's actually a water stage. So what spawns down here could be interesting. Could be a lot of bloopers, family bloopers, Mama Bass. Ooh, and One Fine Day runs right into the blooper family there.
Duck's finding a similar situation here close to the exit pipe.
Got the moonwalk cheap there. One Fine Day is going to use this fire flower he picked up. Not a bad idea. I think just having that power up ready. So Paradox is, I want to say, about half a stage ahead right now. And he's going into his Hammer Bro fight, which is a Fire Bro. Nice and easy.
Trades a star for a star.
I think that's a good trade, honestly. Although we would like to see a hammer suit, but we got the World 5 airship here. Paradox finds a star, so this is where One Fine Day will have a slight advantage having that fire suit. Not just because he can go for the fire kill, but he can also go for, he's got the 2 HP to take the damage. Larry looks like a 5-hitter here.
Max HP, yes.
So at 756, Paradox grabs the wand for World 2. We got World 3 coming up. I think Vanilla World 3 is coming up. That's my guess.
I'm going to go with 4. Let's see what chat thinks about those.
One Fine Day avoiding Larry there with that one tiny cast. He avoided that really well. Once there, Paradox gets a little All-Stars reference there. And a P-Wing from Peach. So we got World 6 coming up here. Oh, and 7-5 has just been discovered here. We do have a fort down there. One Fine Day might go for the fort first.
There's also the one lock over there at the opening screen.
Good eye there. I didn't see that one. Ooh. Oh, Paradox in a very tight spot. Unfortunately, he has to take a death there.
This 7-5 layout is going to be tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, One Fine Day does go for the fort. He's going to find 3F2.
Yeah, the players were given a P-Wing from the World 1 postcard, and that's what Paradox is going to try to use here to navigate through the bottom side.
Yeah. Ooh, does lose his tail there, but he did have the smart thing to bring down the shell, which took care of the fire nipper for him.
There are power-ups to left and right, so he has an opportunity if he wants.
Yeah, I think Paradox is going for a clip. Honestly, I'd say about 4 or 5 tries, and at that point, you gotta keep going. Because One Fine Day is putting on quite the showcase here. He's keeping up with Paradox. You think he's behind, but he's actually slightly ahead because he defeated the fort already. We don't know. Did that fort break the lock?
It did not. It broke something that we did not see yet.
Okay, so that could be the bridge. It could be a lock later on. We don't know. And One Fine Day is about to find out about that fire nipper. I think he's just going to damage boost through it, which is the smart move. He's going to avoid going for that item. I'm kind of surprised. I thought he would go for that. Oh!
Chainless Chomp.
Out of nowhere. Literally out of left field. First world was World 5. One Fine Day is going to put on the star. I don't think he meant to put on the star, but he's got the P-Wing. I think he's going to wait it out. Yep, smart move there. He's going to take that shell down just like Paraducks did. Paraducks is going to check the pipe. Fortunately, it's kind of a dead end.
Only 2 sets of pipe connections here in 6, so just not favorable here.
No, not at all. Ooh, One Fine Day struggling just a bit in 7-5 here. Did take another hit from a Paragoomba. Did you happen to see what Paradox grabbed there? I did not. I happened to miss it.
Power Up was a star.
Okay.
Dux is in 5-6.
Star get away from him, but I don't blame him. I wouldn't have taken the star either way. The somersault jumps can be kind of tricky for footing. One Fine Day is going to take a different approach here. Trying to get to these coins to make the bridge for him. Watch out for that Paragoomba. Paradox taking on some more Hammer Bros. Is going to find a mushroom. Mushroom's a mushroom. I'll take it.
You could also see a power up in that stage as well. Pipes in 6 not going to be helpful this time around.
Nope, not whatsoever. Paradox loses cape. Grabs it right back though with that nice leaf location.
Finds the first cloud of the seed.
Yeah, cloud's very useful. And Paradox finds himself in the first hand stage with the Hammer Bros.
Players will receive the same randomized item in all 3 hand stages should they get to all 3, and it's a flower.
Yep, so if they don't find that hammer suit, the flowers are going to come in handy for Bowser in the last stage here. Paradox finds the Navy stage where he can be all he can be. Fortunately, I will not be singing the song today. And with that, Paradox does take down the Navy stage as One Fine Day finishes up 5-6. So Paradox has a couple options here. He's going to take 6-8 here, which is going to be 7-3, and does have the vanilla star in there, so therefore he can keep moving. Ooh, almost missed that jump there.
With the 6F2 bridge being built, I believe there's going to be an obstruction.
I believe you might be correct there. Ooh, One Fine Day taking it that there in the hand stage. Unfortunately, that's going to set him back just a bit. Surprised he didn't go for the Hammer Bros stages.
Yes, we do see a bridge.
Yeah, so he's going to have to go back and play that fort down there.
Well, the thing is, he has this fortress, which is 7F1, and we know that's not neat.
Yeah. But One Fine Day is technically not too far behind. He's about a stage behind overall. He is playing really well, keeping up with Paradox here.
With Dux having to do a legitimate grab the Tanuki suit 7F1, One Fine Day could actually be first to the air.
That's true. He might be. As long as he plays cleanly, he's got still some items in his inventory he could use. So, yes, as Mew in the chat is pointing out, 3F2 is the right fort. 3F2 to me seems to be the gatekeeper for a lot of worlds. So let's see which way One Fine Day. He's got 9 or 8. He's going to take 9. We're going to find, I believe this is 6-4? I could be wrong though.
No, you are right. It is 6-4.
6-4. They always like to have those fire snakes and fire chomps right at that spot there too.
Yeah, Duck's realizing he has to go all the way back is now in 3F2.
Yeah, One Fine Day taking the smart choice, grabbing that mushroom. Personally, I tend to leave the mushroom behind, but I think with the way his power-up situation's been, that wasn't a bad choice, especially being able to take that hit from the fire snake.
Most of the time, 6-4 layout is going to be the fire snakes, fire chomps, so having an extra hit is always a useful idea for a stage.
Yeah, and as you said before, if One Fine Day is heading into the World 6 airship, which will be, well, World 4 airship. The nice thing about this airship, you're going to get 2 power-ups, so hopefully they're not 2 trolls of stars, but looks like the first one is. I think a commentator cursed him there.
If you want to see a star, you'd like to see it in the second one.
Yeah, not a mushroom, but we'll take a mushroom heading into the Lemmy fight. Paraducks is still working his way there. Depends on Lemmy's HP here, how far One Fine Day can take a lead. 3 HP, didn't even move.
World 4 Arena is pretty tricky if you let him go to the left, so trying to keep him forced to play is the best.
Yeah, otherwise he'd be into the wall and you can't get to him.
It's a timing jump to get him, because he will move his hitbox over, but you have to let him shift all the way through.
Yeah. So One Fine Day does still have the lead, because unfortunately Paradox made a wrong routing choice by skipping the first fort, so... Still a really close race between the two.
Into World 7, a fortress on Star Island at 6-4-3.
Yeah, and I think he did the right thing. You see a fort at the start, just play it, get it out of the way. You don't know if you have to backtrack all the way through. As Paradox gets the nice command there. So make sure to type those commands in chat. See now, Paradox with the Tanuki suit here, I don't like having it for this stage because the P speed strats basically become null and void. So
3 hot feet here in the vertical sliding.
yeah, two drunk ones, as we like to call them.
One Fine Day going to work right to left here, going to take center pipe, and finds bottom middle island.
Oh, he's actually going to play 7-3, which is the World 5 beta stage. I'm not really sure which level it's based off of, but trick with this one is hold right, run, and occasionally duck or swerve to the left a little bit.
And say hi to the green parabeetles.
You're never going to see them again in the seed.
Only stage they appear in.
That's right. Paradox finds the first Piranha stage. This is what I love to see a star for. It can be kind of tricky as small Mario, especially with the choppers. They're on a timer, a global timer, so you can pause strats to get through them, but Paradox easily getting through them. Some good strats there.
And finds a hammer for his trip.
Fortunately, One Fine Day finds out that's not where he wants to go, so he's going to have to backtrack a bit.
Yeah, he actually moved over to the 7-2 island, so he had to make that backtrack. Gonna use a music box to skip the first run.
Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't do too much for... He doesn't have to play the Piranha stage, but he will be out of a hammer, so if World 2 does come up... Not World 2, but if a rock comes up in a situation where he can break it, he is unfortunately not going to have it.
One Fine Day in 5-7 Ducks is going to join.
That Akitu up there is kind of my nemesis when it comes to World 5 stages.
They are the deadliest snipers in the Mario series.
Yeah, you get a first look at them in 4-4 when they snipe you while you're in the water. So One Fine Day checking out this pipe. He does find the correct location, and 7F2 rears its ugly head.
And this is the actual fortress that's going to be needed for that one.
Yeah, so they are both going to have to play the stage. And this could be kind of a make or break situation for both runners here, because if One Fine Day struggles or Paradox struggles, this could be a huge lead difference. One Fine Day handling that fire piranha plant. He's going to take a hit. I don't blame him. I think that's an okay spot to take a hit there.
Oh, Duck slides off.
Ooh. With that, One Fine Day will take the lead here. Gets a star. Will easily get into the second part of the stage. Star won't last long enough to get through it, but he's just going to damage boost. I would have done the same exact thing there. Get to the end, just have a clean boom boom fight, and you're good to go.
Just an overabundance of fire piranhas here in the front half of 7F2.
Yeah. Well, luckily when it comes up to this, the pinch pipe, as I like to call it, there's only one fire piranha there, so nicely played there.
And One Fine Day finds 4-5.
Tried to get to the item block, but unfortunately, got rid of the Koopa with a little running him into the wall there. Happens a lot with the large ones.
Yeah, not only are their hitboxes bigger, but the range detection's a little bit
Now with that, Paradox is about a stage behind, as One Fine Day is going to move into 7-7, and we're going to find, well, 7-4.
At least it's not an auto-scroller.
Very true. That is one of the few auto-scrollers we're glad to see not happening. I always feel like swimming levels, if you got the right kind of movement, they feel good when you're playing them. Otherwise, if you're struggling with some movement and the enemies, they can be kind of a hassle. One Fine Day is going to find the star, so this stage... Oh, nope, he's going to miss it there. I think he made the right choice instead of waiting for it, just go. He's going to take the damage boost here. And he'll finish up 7-4 as Paradox is just getting into it. Now my question is, does One Fine Day play the Piranha stage, or does he put it to sleep?
I believe he does have another music box. That's up to him. He's already used one.
Yeah, I kind of agree with his idea to play this one, mostly because this is a lot shorter than the first one, and not as dangerous. Plus, go ahead.
He navigated those note blocks very well and gets a P win.
Yeah, I was gonna say it really depends on the item there. I know his item situation is not too great. He's trying to hold on to that fire flower for Bowser, so that's what I'm believing he's doing.
Yeah, Dex decides to trade in another star. One Fine Day, most of the way through the World 3 airship.
Gonna find Ludwig. Ludwig is kind of like Iggy with that goofy hitbox, so they got to be careful here.
Ludwig is a little more dangerous when he has normal jumps, because that usually gets accompanied with very larger.
And that's true. One Fine Day does miss the wand grab, but he's right there to pick it up, so I believe Ludwig was a 5-hit. Now One Fine Day is out of World 4, so we have seen, if I remember correctly, we've seen, let's see, 5, 1, 6, and 7. So we still got 2, 3, and 4. So chat, what do you guys think's coming up? Thinking it might be desert time.
Nice call.
I'm on the ball lately. Kind of scary.
Now, players will get an item out of the World 7 postcard. It is up to the players themselves to actually look in their inventory and see what.
Yeah, while Bowser does tell us that he loves big thwomps and he cannot lie, we just don't know what item he gave them.
Neither player bothering to look right now. One Fine Day and Paradox are both in 4-1.
Yeah, like we said, One Fine Day is holding his lead on Paradox. Paradox had that death in 7F2 where they're both within the stage, so while One Fine Day is in the lead, Paradox is platforming, and it's giving him a little bit of an edge, so.
7-9 and One Fine Day having an excellent choice of power-ups.
Yeah, especially if you got the tail and there's no boss bass or Cheep Cheep down there, that is the way to go. So we'll see what Paradox chooses to do. So without that, without the cape, or sorry, the tail, he is going to have to unfortunately play through that first part there as intended. One Fine Day does grab a tail. He's on the exit side of it here. And Paraducks roughly about halfway through the stage, so both runners are playing extremely well. Very few deaths between the two of them, so this is definitely one of the close races.
Duck's taking some attempts at a clip there, but sides up pass.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With that clip, it's kind of like, give it a couple tries, it's not working, just go. And the thing is for... Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, One Fine Day into 6.
Yeah, the big thing between the runners here is they don't know where each other is. So that's a big part. So Paradox could be thinking he's in the lead, or One Fine Day might think he's behind. Overall, though, they're like you see, they're pretty close. But that could be why Paradox only tried a couple times, or he thinks he's in the lead, but might have to wean off a bit on the tricks.
Next stage is another removed auto-scroller in 6-2.
This is preferably one I don't want to see. It's not a bad stage, just even without the auto-scroller, still takes some time.
Yeah, those cloud platforms do spawn based on your positions. Duck's making use of his hammer, getting the skip all the way to the air.
That's a lovely skip there for Paradox, so that will put him in the lead. Unfortunately, that one Piranha stage is going to hurt One Fine Day for not taking that item. One Fine Day does find 4-2 here. So Paradox now moving into World 6. We got 3 and 4 left. I'm thinking 3's going to rear its ugly head now.
I'll take the other side of the coin. I'll take 4.
I don't blame you. And who knows, 3 could be a massive troll too. We don't know. I had to see it earlier today where I had to play 5 stages before I can even see a single pipe.
It's a great place to use hammers if you have been stockpiling.
Absolutely. But you were correct this time. We're going to see World 4. Ooh, there's 2 bridges, no locks. That's a unique setup. We don't see it that often.
It's going to make this 6 Fortress 2 very important if this is the correct bridge.
Absolutely. One Fine Day now in 5-2. Paradox being smart there. He was getting ready to jump, but that waffle would have got him there. Grabs the star. He's going to be heading into his booming foot as One Fine Day will be finishing up 5-2. So now One Fine Day, I'd say he's only 2 stages behind, which is still not that much to be behind.
And we are going to have to work over to the other fortress here. 610, the stage players are going to have to go to get to our second fortress.
Indeed. It looks like Paradox here is almost done with 610. Playing a little dangerously, not finding any power-ups, but hey, the stars are stars. We'll take them.
Got the giant world enemy set there, and thankfully there weren't too many Paracoopas. I mean, those extended hitboxes on them can cause...
Absolutely. Paradox here finding super tanks. I always love seeing the stages. Without the auto-scroller, it's a very quick stage.
There's some beautiful piece speed strats you can engage here and just go through the back apps.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Paradox gets both forts down that he needs. Ooh, and I finally see what they got from World 5. That was the hammer suit, so they have the item they want to take out Bowser.
Yes, Ducks just first framed the postcards so we never got a chance to look.
Paradox.
The World 6 airship here.
Yes. And unfortunately, there's really not too many speed strats you could do here. You could clip earlier in the stage, but overall, you kind of got to be patient for the little flamethrowers there.
Yeah, if you guess on a P-wing, it makes it a lot easier, but not a lot of people go to guess.
Yeah, I mean, some people keep in mind what they've seen, what they haven't seen. It's just, gotta watch out for Iggy's Earthquake. Luckily, Paradox gets through. He only had 1 HP left.
And through 6 worlds, here is your official world order for the sea. It's going to be 5 to 1, 6, 7, 2, just left 4 for ducks. We'll go into 3, and then, of course, we always finish with world.
Yeah, so while Bowser may be the final boss, we all like to believe Wendy is the true final boss of these races.
She is going to make her appearance. I believe this is also going to make her an Earthquaker. I don't believe we saw any one-hit Koopa kills, and Iggy was our first Earth.
Yeah, it's true, and Lemmy could have been an Earthquaker, I believe, if that's not mistaken, but usually he doesn't carry that trait, so like we said, Wendy could be an Earthquaker, and who knows, she could have 5 HP.
Great troll connection to start 3, 7-7 the first stage here in the world.
Let's see if Paradox gets the 2-star.
He's got the timing for it.
I like that jump there at the end. I think that was smart for him to do that.
Yeah, with no safety net being small, stopping at that last pipe is always a good idea.
So he's actually going to cloud over this, put on the P-Wing, and head straight into this fort here. Which we're going to find 6-1, the escalator fort.
And not a bad stage to use a P-Wing here. You don't even need to use the platform. Just fly right over the...
Absolutely. I think that's a smart move by Paradox.
He wanted the security to complete the stage, and he ended up finding a good stage to use a P-Wing in the first place.
Yeah, he's not even going to check for a star. I don't blame him. One Fine Day does find a hammer. If this is another hammer, we could see a double hammer strat here by One Fine Day.
I have to check the overworld map one more time. I think it would actually skip 2 stages.
Yeah, he could skip 2 stages and go straight into the to 2 forts here.
Well, the path to Wendy is there. Let's see if there's a locker bridge going. Nope.
No. And how fitting, World 7 airship for World 7 here.
Yeah, wrong overworld map, but still the same intent.
That's right. One Fine Day dealing with Earthquake Iggy here. And 4 HP, so One Fine Day's, like we said, he's still about 2.5 stages behind, but you never know. With World 8 being the great equalizer, this could be a very close race.
Finally, a good time to see a one-hit Koopa Kid. It's Wendy. Ducks will be the first.
Man, I bet a lot of people back in the group stage would have loved to have seen a one-hit Wendy.
The softest of Wendy's.
Yes, LZ Card Stands will say she did not have her Baconators today. So with that, Peach is going to give them a frog suit, in case anybody loves frog suits. And yes, here it is, One Fine Day with the double hammer strat here. He's actually going to take the right fort, which is going to be the World 8 fort. Not necessary, as Paradox moves his way into 3-5.
And we saw both tank sprites here on start screen, and of course, this first one is unavoidable. You want it to be the super tank sprite, it is unfortunately the regular tank sprite, so he's going to have to go through 3.
One Fine Day trying to get that one P-switch. I think he's going to wait it out. He's wanting to hold on to his power up here. So he is going to have to do a double switch here. Not too much of a time loss here, but that does kind of put him back a little bit further.
Gonna look at the power box, finds a star.
I think that's great. You can duck and kind of work your way through the spikes.
Ducks finding 2 fortress here. 4 fortress spots in World 8. If there were to be any locks on the Bowser's Fortress screen, they will be replaced by bridges. So you're going to have to, unless this is a 0 bridge, you're going to have to at least do 1.
That's very true. Yeah, we have seen chances of a one or no bridge. We have seen a no bridge so far already, so it just depends on how much of a troll World 8 really wants to be.
Left pipe from start screen goes to hand bridge. We find the airship sprite. We also see a lot of pipe.
Yeah, Paraduck's going to check all the pipes here. It's not a bad idea. I believe it's 5 or 6 pipe connections.
6. And with 1 fortress already down, trying to find the route to Bowser's Castle isn't a bad gamble.
No, as long as you know where it's at and you know which ones you haven't done. Well, there's a lock, so that's important there. 1 lock means there's not at least, you know, another bridge, depending on what they have.
Gets grabbed by a hand stage here. It is a hand stage, the photo.
Yeah, so he'll get another Fireflower for his work.
I don't know if he used the one from the Hammer Brothers one yet, so it's always good to have a backup. Just however, both players were given a hammer suit, so that's just an emergency, just in case the hammer suit doesn't pan out.
Exactly, yeah, it's a great find by both of them. And onefineday does take down Wendy, so he'll be into World 8, where right now Dux has got a couple stages down. He's just trying to find where Bowser is.
It looks like it's going to be top middle on dark screen, maybe?
Possibly.
Which means he will have to go through the airships. Oh, it's not the airships, the Navy sprite.
Yeah, the Navy sprite there. That's going to be 3F1, so door 6 for it. So with that, he's going to be heading into the Boom Boom fight as onefineday works his way through 3-5 here for the tank stage, technically.
Now, 341 did pop that lock on the right side.
Did you see that? They got 2 bridges and a fort on that screen, so he's going to have to go back and play the Air Force stage.
Yeah. Thankfully, Dux does know the route here. He only has 2 fortresses left to do and 2 bridges, so these are going to be the gatekeepers. 5 Fortress 2 is going to be at the airships.
Yeah, and 5F2 here, the Sky Fort. There are some Peace Speed strats. It's just as long as you don't slip, you should be just fine. Ooh. The Boo does give Dux a little bit of trouble, but being Small Mario, Boom Boom is still not too difficult to deal with.
So for Dux now, it's a matter of getting back over to Bowser's Castle and then doing the 8 Fortress sprite, and that will be the official gate.
I'm trying to think of which forts we haven't seen yet. Probably World 4 Fortress? Oh.
Give me an Air Force here.
I'm alright with that. I think this is a necessary gatekeeper. So onefineday actually finding the correct fort to build the bridge. It's just up to Paraducks now to lose this, technically, if onefineday finds the correct routing.
It didn't look like the obstructions were blocking because of the Portal 2 Bowser's Castle screen being back on start. It's just a matter of getting to the fortresses.
Yeah, so if onefineday decides to check the pipe on the left, he's going to be pleasantly surprised, but unfortunately Paraducks is heading into Bowser's fight, so... Trying to go for the swag clip there. Does not get it, but he's got to watch out for that drunk hot foot. And the disco waffles are randomized here, so he's got to be careful about climbing that bridge. Does get the Everman clip here. Nice one up. The run is validated now.
Gonna play top route here to Bowser.
But once he gets into this fight with Bowser, I believe it's 3 hammers.
As few as 3, could be like 5 or 6 if you're not timed right here.
And down goes Bowser. So Paraducks does take down Bowser here. And we'll take game 1 between him and One Fine Day in this best of 3 series. So give your GGs up to Paraducks. One Fine Day is literally a couple stages behind him. So, and with that, Paraducks settles with an SRL time of 40 minutes and 53 seconds.
It came down to that hammer in World 2.
Yeah, that was a big part, and that was the one thing that One Fine Day skipped. So I think overall, I think game 2 is going to be pretty fierce. It's going to be a close match, and I think we might have a 3-game series here.
All right, so
as One Fine Day is working his way through the Air Force. Once this race is finished, we're going to give the runners a few minutes to kind of take a break. As for ourselves, everybody grab some drinks, snacks. Be right back. We're going to get game 2 started here very shortly. One Fine Day is going to equip that hammer suit and play some music notes there right before we head in. And ooh, loses the hammer suit, so he's going to take down Bowser the good old-fashioned way.
man, lost his momentum there trying to jump on top of the statue, going the top route there, and just got caught by the...
Yeah, it's a good dodge of the drunk hot foot there. So he's going to grab this Everman clip and off he goes.
Very rare, actually, to see that 3-bridge Bowser's Castle screen.
Very rare, yeah. Well, I don't think I've seen one yet for myself, or even for the bracket so far. I think we've seen a 2-bridge so far.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. I've seen a 2. I've seen a few 1s. I really think 3 bridges are a lot more rare to get than 0s, actually.
That is true.
It's always fun to see the Bowser's hitbox there. It was a shock the first time I saw it.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that can't be right. But yeah, Bowser's body does not have a hitbox. The head does. If you were to jump on it, it has the same kind of physics as a Koopaling shell does whenever they're in their shell. So it kind of bounces you to the left or right. And with that, One Fine Day takes down Bowser here. He will take the loss for the first game, but overall, that was a very good race between the two of them. And One Fine Day does finish with an SRL time of 44 minutes and 3 seconds. Give your GGs up for One Fine Day.
Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to take a couple minutes of break, and then we're going to come right back into it with game 2.
So hang in there, folks. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Super Mario Randomizer Tournament bracket stage matchup between Paraducks and One Fine Day. As we saw in the last race, Paraducks did take the win, but he was not too, One Fine Day was not too far behind with him, just a stage and a half. So the big item there that played last time was Paraducks got the hammer, which helped him skip several stages in World 2.
Yeah, Gimp, it was just one well-timed decision there in our third world that got Ducks far enough to get to.
Yep, but I honestly think One Fine Day, I think, might have put a little bit of a jolt in him. I think he didn't realize that One Fine Day was that close behind him, because One Fine Day did make up a lot of ground by doing a double hammer on World 3.
We talk about hammers not having a lot of use in bracket flags, but I mean there are opportunities, and you can make progress with them.
That is true. So, guys, let's get your guesses in for World 1. I'm going to say World 6 again.
I'm going to go with World 1. I'll go vanilla here.
You go vanilla? All right, let's see what they got. The racers did receive their countdown. Let's see what's coming up.
Got a 1, a 4, a 2, a 7.
Oh, I do like a World 7.